As soon as you got in the middle, you got to hold.
Hey, bro. We ain't gonna make it. Y'all figured it out over there? We ain't gonna make it.
Disrespectful as hell. My eyelash looks weird.
So problematic.
My baby sister is so freaking pretty. What the hell? Okay.
When the client's not happy with her photo, so she got to take them again by herself. Just extra. Extra. All right.
Got it. Had to fix the whole look.
You come closer to me.
Come closer to you?
Yeah. Like a step or two.
I look really cute. I don't like that. Let me suck in. That's another thing. Let me see. My ears started to itch. Sorry, it's like I got a tick just.
Yeah, pretty much that. What's up, folks? Editor Alan here. Wanted to add in this little excerpt. Today you're watching a video of me shooting a photo shoot. A little bit behind the scenes. I always want to try to capture more behind the scenes, but I'm not the greatest at it, because especially whenever it comes to shooting photos, because I'm a videographer at heart, a filmmaker at heart. Photography is just something that I happen to be good at and I happen to do every now and again. With that being said, a lot of people ask me how I ended up getting into it, which is kind of crazy. So I fell in love with videography like late high school, which kind of shot me in the foot because I hadn't like prepped my whole life for this. And my graduation gift from my family to me was a camera. It was a Canon PowerShot. It was nothing special at all. I might even pull it out for a segment and start shooting on it just to show you guys like the quality. That might be another episode later on down the line. But what I wanted to end up doing was like just creating content for myself and then filling it out and getting better equipment before I ended up, progressing and making a company out of it. Didn't really get the choice. That exact summer after my graduation, somebody was like, I want you to do my wedding. You got to be the one to do it. I don't care. Keep in mind, I had one camera, one battery, and the camera I had wasn't even that good. So what did I do? Instead of like being super nervous and shying away from it, I rose to the challenge. So 2 weeks out from the wedding, I started doing extensive research on like different cinematic techniques, camera settings, how to get the best like thing out of my camera, no matter how bad it is. I don't care if you got a single GoPro like this one. I don't care if you have a knockoff GoPro like this one. Right now I have a Canon M50. That's what I'm shooting on now. It's one of my dream cameras that I wanted to have for like vlogging and stuff like that. But before that, all I had was Canon PowerShot. Before or after the PowerShot, and before that, I had a Canon T6. I worked my way up. It was a steadily progression. The reason I tell you guys that is, if you're interested in coming into like content creation and stuff like that, it's going to be that much more important what you do with the gear that you have and who you are with the gear that you have than having like a Canon R5 or like a XC15 or all these like high-end multi-$1,000 cameras. Because what I found, and what a lot of people don't talk about in the industry, is you can have the greatest gear, but there comes a point in which the gear precedes you. You'll have like all this good gear, but you won't be creatively challenged enough to be able to use it. Whenever I had this Canon M50, I didn't use it for months, which is crazy because when I had that T6, I ran into the ground. Before I had that T6, I had the PowerShot. And like I used the mess out of those cameras. But like whenever I get a new camera, it sits on my shelf, and no joke, for like a week or two, and I kind of just look at it like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I don't have any ideas, which is crazy because whenever I didn't have the camera, I had all these ideas. I used to write them down, which is good to write down your ideas. But I used to be like, if I had a Canon M50, I would make this video. I would do this. I would do this here. I would pull up to this spot with these, and I would do this with this settings. And then I got the camera, and I was like, it just, having a lack of gear creatively challenges you, and use that to your advantage to level up and get you to where you need to be. It's the message of today's video. Also, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking about my power shot now. I'm getting like reminiscences or memories. I don't know how to say that, but yeah. To go back to that story, the wedding, 1 camera, 1 battery. I was super cool with the DJ, who was also like the event planner. He controlled the pace of the events, because like every time he rolled the music, everything else would happen, like all the events. So I was be cool with him. And in between, like, keep in mind, I had to do pictures and videos, 1 camera, 1 battery. And so while he would be like, anytime there was downtime, he would communicate that with me. I could throw my camera on the charger, and I would like look around. If I need to pull it up for something, I would, you know, very quickly pull up my camera, get the shot, pictures, videos, throw it back on there. I'm like, okay, when's the next thing? I know I've got 5 to 10 minutes. Let my camera charge. Let me do that. Bought extra SD cards, all of that stuff. So anything's possible. Don't ever let it get you down. Don't ever be intimidated. Because once you see the Canon PowerShot and like the quality that it has, you're gonna be like, how in the world did you shoot a wedding on that? And I mean, I'll show you guys the footage. Like, they liked it, they were happy with it, but only because of the effort I put in, not because of the gear I had. Not because of the gear I had, because the gear I had was, it just wasn't the greatest. But it was the greatest for me at that time period. If they had gave me a freaking Canon 5D Mark II, I think I would have got comfortable. I don't think I would have creatively challenged myself as much and been here today. But that's just a theory, a camera theory. All right, back to the video.
I think the bun's about to come down, but that's okay.